So let's talk about claim evidence reasoning. So you can title this page in your notebook, how to write a conclusion. Okay, and we're going to use it specifically writing conclusion with CER format. So you have these lovely fill-in-the-blank notes. Please make sure you glued this page into your notebook. If you've lost it, start writing. So CER stands for claim, evidence, reasoning. So before we get to the claim or evidence, you have to first start with your problem. So you have to start with the question, the problem. So generally this question or problem is going to be about a phenomenon or the results of an investigation. It's what you base your CER, your conclusion, on. So think of it this way. This is basically inquiry. So this is going to be the question or problem. This could start / prompt a lab. Okay? Now, generally in your lab report, you would use a lab report. You have the question, your variables, your prediction, hypothesis, your materials, your methods, which is your procedure, and you go through all those steps of the scientific method. And then you get to this, you make your data tables, you make a graph, and then you get to the conclusion. So when you write your conclusion, you want to use the claim, evidence, reasoning format. So when we're first talking about a claim, okay, the claim, you can think of it in shorthand as simply your reply to the question. Okay, it's going to answer the question or problem. The claim can essentially be your argument, depending on if it's something you need to argue or not. Your claim can also simply be the statements that can be argued for or against. So the relationship between the questions and the claim, it's where your question is the cue. A lot of times it starts your investigation. And your claim is the short answer. It's the shortest short answer part. So where your question is the inquiry, the claim is your reply. It is your response. So after you give your claim, and let's add another bullet, it is one sentence only. Let's talk about the next part, your proof, or another word for that would be your evidence. That's the E part. So your proof simply proves your claim is true. It has to be sufficient, meaning enough. It has to be appropriate, meaning on topic. If you go off topic and ramble about stuff that has nothing to do with your claim, that's not evidence. It has to be information from text of other sources. This could include facts, examples, like in math. This could be statistics, quotations. It could be hands-on investigation data. The evidence could also be coming from videos. There's so many places where we can get evidence, but this is not your opinion. This is the evidence. It's the proof. So we have our evidence down here. Okay. Now, please, 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 please remember that these are facts, not opinions. Now, here's the thing about reasoning. Okay, and this is super, super important, this lovely little bubble up here. I suggest you highlight it, you do some stuff to it, make sure you can find it. This is super, super important. Your reasoning is going to be your scientific principles plus the evidence explanation for your claim gives you your reasoning. So your reasoning has two parts. And that's a big deal. So realize this is really important. So the reasoning is essentially an explanation. It is an explanation that shows how and why. It has to be an analysis of the evidence. It has to links the evidence to the claim. It uses scientific principles to support your claim. Most importantly, it has to explain how the evidence helps answer the question. Think of it this way. Essentially, this is your justification. Your because. So your reasoning has two parts. It'll have the explanation of the evidence, and it'll also have your link to the scientific principle. Real world. You need to take a few moments and really read through this again. You can color it as you go, make it look however you like. And hopefully you can take your page to the next level and use these notes to complete the next part of the assignment.